Thank you very much, and thank you to Nick Reed for allowing us the opportunity to speak. As mentioned, E79 Gold Mines is very new on the ASX, only listing last Thursday. So we're 8 days old at the moment, and we look forward to getting onto the ground and starting exploration. Here's our disclaimer. I guess the overview of our company is some good management. They have a track record of discovery and successful development. We have good ground holding in world-class greenstone belts, a good strategy of spending our money in the ground, doing active exploration, and a history of delivering share value for the shareholders. As mentioned, the company is headed up by Chris Cairns and Peter Ironside, who are returning back to WA. They've had success here in the past with Integra and then with Staveley over in Victoria, and they've come back to the goldfields. Deborah Lord has joined the board as well and provides valuable experience both with SRK, BHP. She's in the director of the CET and the chair of the Valmin Committee. Amanda Sparks as the company secretary, and myself as the CEO, actually. So, like I said, we listed last week after a successful IPO and capital raising. We were oversubscribed in the capital raising and raised our maximum allotment of $7 million. The projects that we have in the goldfields are within the Laverton Tectonic Zone, which is a 250 kilometre long zone. It's a very prolific gold belt. We also have a project in the Murchison region, west of Meekatharra, another prolific gold belt. Focusing now on the Laverton South project, you can see on the map in the east the grey zone of the Laverton Tectonic Zone. This is a large structure with several world-class deposits. The table on the left shows some of those deposits with Granny Smith, Wallaby and Sunrise Dam. These are truly world-class deposits. You'll also, not immediately apparent, but these deposits all sit in the north of this tectonic zone. Our projects are in the south, and relative to the north, it is underexplored. So while the south area is underexplored, it has had a number of recent discoveries, with the 1 million ounce Bombora discovery from Breaker Resources and the Rebecca discovery with Apollo Consolidated. So we have two projects in this area, Lake Yindana, which is 100% owned by E79, and then a JV with St Barbara for the Pingen JV. The Lake Yindana project, what really drew us in here is the fact that it's a large land holding, and the GSWA maps at the scale they were mapped at showed the area as a less prospective granite. This discouraged a little bit of historic exploration, and there's only 65 RAB holes over the area, and half of those weren't assayed for gold. When we looked at the area in more detail, the magnetics showed greenstone stratigraphy, or potential greenstone stratigraphy underneath the granite. The limited RAB drilling that was done showed lithologies including dolerite and gabbro and gneiss, and some ultramafics as well as granite. So we're very certain now that we're in an underexplored greenstone belt. Even though we listed last week, we put out an announcement this morning about some gravity data that we've acquired. This gravity data, apart from confirming the greenstone belt, showed some potential intrusions as well. These create their own good targets, as well as the pressure shadows in structural positions. We intend on drilling this very early in the piece, as soon as we can get a drill rig. So what we've done by being able to go into this area that was previously unrecognised as a greenstone belt is to create a new search sphere. And within these search spheres, the early people in there generally find the bigger deposits because they have a larger signature. So this gives E79 a first mover opportunity in this region. And to have that project within the Laverton tectonic zone, and its gold endowment is a wonderful opportunity for the company. Our second project at Laverton South is a joint venture with St Barbara. What this creates is control of the tenements north and south of Apollo's 1 million ounce Rebecca deposit. The St Barbara JV also contains ground north and south of the Trouser Legs gold mine. And what drew us into this joint venture is the fact that it's had multiple phases of historic exploration, and this allowed St Barbara to do a detailed review and ranking of available targets, which was great work for us. Unfortunately, for St Barbara, or for their technical team, they wished to JV this ground out due to a corporate decision, and that is certainly E79's gain. So one of the targets, target 1, is a 10-kilometre long stratigraphic target. It's had drilling in the north and the south. All of that drilling shows that there is some sniffs of early gold. This is very early stage exploration here, and it has not been followed up. Target 3, which is a northern extension of target 1, currently is about a 600 metre long and 300 metre wide zone of anomalous gold, tending to be around the base of, or the start of the fresh rock boundary. So this is starting to create a lot of smoke. We've got a large area, and it's all about, in this early stage, narrowing it down and finding the deposit. Target 4 is a shallow mineralisation with gold to the end of the hole. This is a bit north of the previous targets, and again, has not been followed up. Our second project within Western Australia is in the Jungar Flats region. This is between Meekatharra and Kew to the west. The Murchison Goldfields is another prolific gold zone, over 30 million ounces, and we have about 50 kilometres of strike of the Big Bell Shear and its associated structures. Within the Jungar Flats project, some large companies have done the initial exploration, with BHP and Newcrest having a go in the area. Both of those companies created and tested some early stage targets with some success, but then walked away, and this has allowed us some walk-up drill targets in the region. Within the Jungar Flats program is an extensive hard pan cover. So most of the historic soils were a little bit ineffective, and so E79 will be trialling some new methods developed by CSIRO to try and see through that hard pan and explore underneath. So just to sum it up, we feel that we have the right recipe. We have successful management with a track record of discovery and development. We have good ground in world-class greenstone belts. We have a good strategy of spending our money in the ground, being active explorers, and a history of delivering value for shareholders. That's it. Thank you.